Happy Monday, everyone, and welcome to the morning show where our good friends Maddie and Josh are here from 4-H and OSU Extension and all the other places they come from. So welcome back. It's always so much fun to have you. What a great way to start off our week is with you two.
With sunshine and rainbows, right?
Yes, absolutely. In this studio, at least, not really outside so much.
I know, yeah. It's just starting to rain out there right now.
Oh, it's a little bit rough. But no, welcome. We always love having you here. And you all have so many different things that we're going to talk about today. So we're excited.
Yeah. We've got a few things. Summer is coming. Summer's almost here. And we're gearing up for it. And we're really ready. So we've got a lot of really great stuff to talk about today going on in the 4-H and A&R world. So we're excited to share.
Very good. And I saw this flyer that you brought in, and we'll talk, I don't know when you want to talk about it, but starting maybe a shooting sports program?
Yes.
I mean, how fun is that?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So for those of you that don't know, Canner's K4H Camp here in Jackson County is the host of state 4-H shooting sports camps. So there's a junior camp and a senior camp. And so it's crazy that here in Jackson County 4-H, we don't have a shooting sports program.
That doesn't make a lot of sense, does
it? We host the statewide shooting sports. We have probably 2 or 3 trainings statewide over at Canner's Cave every year, plus the 2 camps. They do a lot of like shoots and things like that out there throughout the year. And so I've had a lot of parents and youth and volunteers approach me, really since I've started in this county, about bringing this program back. And so we did have a shooting sports program up until about 2022. That volunteer retired. And so it's taken me a little bit of time to kind of figure out, okay, what are the rules? What are the regulations? What are the things that we need to do in order to start this program? So what we're doing is we're having an information night first, just to gauge, okay, who's interested, who's going to be there, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. How many volunteers
you can put us back on
might we have, and then just like what do we need to do? So actually, Lindsay Van Gundy, who's the state 4-H shooting sports and natural resources educator, so she works up in Columbus at the state. She's actually going to come and speak with us about what do we need to do, because there's lots of training requirements.
Yeah, this isn't like, we're playing some basketball. This is some serious stuff.
Yes. So, we're handing firearms to children.
Yes, right.
So there's a lot of safety and training and things, dots you have to, T's you have to cross and I's you have to dot. So we definitely want to make sure that we have all the information and, things that we need to do to be able to do this. But there's a flyer that he posted up there. That information night is going to be on Tuesday, June 3rd. From 6 to 7:30 p.m. We're going to host it at the Extension Office.
Okay, so not at Canner's Cave.
Not at Canner's Cave. We'll have it at the Extension Office. Yep. And if you need to join virtually, we can make that an option as well. So if you need to Zoom in or something, we can make that a thing as well. But this is open to anyone. You do not have to be currently in 4-H to come to this. This is if you are interested in shooting sports. So some of the disciplines, Josh, help me out here. Archery, rifles, pistols, shotgun, crossbow. What else am I missing? Muzzle loaders. Anything you can think of, really. I mean, they do it all. So
even the axe. We
laterals.
can throw some axe throwing too. I mean, we could do all of that.
Yes, yeah. So shooting sports it's a huge program. There's a lot of opportunities into the state and even national sort of shooting sports realms. If that's something that you as an adult are interested in instilling in local youth, or if you have a child that is interested in hunting and wildlife and shooting sports projects, anything like that, please come to our event because it's going to be really helpful with a lot of information on how to get involved and how we can start a club.
Yeah, I think that is so cool. I can believe that we don't have that here, but it just seems so odd to me because it seems so obvious that would be with all the hunting and things that we
Yes.
do down here, that would be a thing. But I think Larry was the one
Yes, yeah.
that taught that, and I think he did retire. So we understand why there's not definitely a program right now. But this is awesome. Now, is this something that adults can join also, or is it just for youth?
Absolutely. So if you actually want to pull that shooting sports flyer up again, I actually wanted to show this. So you guys can see up there in the top photos, those 3 individuals in the kind of the center. So those are shooting sports volunteers, and we need as many of those as we can possibly get. Because the more adult volunteers you have, the more eyes you have on those children, and the
Yes.
safer that they are.
Absolutely.
So you see our friend Eric up there in the very top right, helping that little girl shoot her bow and arrow there, teaching her archery. And so we definitely need adult volunteers down in the very bottom left corner. We have an individual named Tom, and he's helping teach that little girl pistols. And so the way that it works, and we'll have more information on this night, but in each discipline, so archery, rifle, pistol, shotgun, you have to be trained in that discipline. And then there's different levels of training. So we would need volunteers that are willing to be trained in each discipline if we wanted to offer them all in Jackson County. So we need all the adult volunteers, parents, if your kid is interested, get interested too, because we need you, and we want to definitely get this started because I think it would do really great in this county.
Plus, it's it can be competitive, as you said. It's not only are you learning safety, which we all should know.
Yes. Yeah.
Safety for hunting, safety for any number of things, but also, there's places that you could go with this.
And Josh, you've offered a couple of hunter safety courses, and you've had a lot of attendance, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that's interested in hunter's education plus just firearm safety. I know looking at our 4-H kids, there's people that go across county lines. So they leave Jackson to go do this project because we don't have those volunteers. So those kids really need you to step up and have those volunteers, and I know it's a lot of time commitment, a lot of training, but it's well worth it for the kids once they get out. You get to actually find their niche. That's where they want to be at.
Yeah.
And I think about, because guns terrify me, and it's not because of anything other than I don't know anything about them.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I could get in there and get my hands on one and learn the proper safety and whatever, it would not be so scary.
So
They're very intimidating.
Yeah. You remember when you were in 4-H and you did your horse project book? And you had to learn the parts of the horse and all that? Do the same thing with shooting sports. They have to learn the parts of the firearm or the parts of the crossbow. They even learn, the parts of the bullet and how those are built. And so it is very in-depth. They learn the ins and outs. It's not just, handing a child a firearm. It's teaching them about the firearms and how to be safe with them. They have a saying, and we'll talk about that too, but, knowing what's beyond your target and all of those sorts of things. So it is very in-depth, very, very safe. Horse projects are actually the most unsafe project in 4-H compared to anything else. Shooting sports is our safest 4-H project. We've never had an accident with shooting sports.
I have a fun story about that because when I was in high school and showing at the fair, my boyfriend at the time had gotten a motorcycle.
Oh no.
And we were at the fair really late one night, and my mom, I'd ridden with my mom, and she was like, I was like, well, he'll bring me home on the motorcycle. And she was like, absolutely not. And my horse trainer turned around and he was like, Phyllis, you literally let her do anything in the world on a horse. The motorcycle is way safer. It does not have a brain.
Yeah. Kids get injured every year riding horses. But no injuries doing shooting sports. So absolutely, I get it.
So that was my fun. That was how I got to ride the motorcycle for the first time, because she didn't have a response to that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but no, and that is true. You're exactly right. The animals do have brains and they think, and
Yeah.
As long as we're doing it all safely, it's okay.
So we're really excited
Love that.
to hopefully offer a shooting sports club in Jackson County. Like I said, even if you are not currently involved in 4-H at all, this information night is for you.
Love that.
So if you are involved, if you're not involved, please come out and learn about how to get involved in shooting sports, kind of what the requirements are. We need adult volunteers, so we need adults to come out and learn, how can they be trained to offer this program. We need help. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And, this is just one more opportunity for our 4-Hers or local youth to be able to participate in something.
Yeah, and Ohio 4-H, at the state and national levels, they compete every year, don't they, Josh? We've got national, winners. We've got kids that are national 4-H shooting sports ambassadors from Ohio 4-H. So I think it's pretty safe to say Ohio 4-H shooting sports is one of the leading programs in the nation.
We need to get in there.
So we've got to get involved, because it's super great. We've got some of the best instructors in the nation, some really, really great folks that just want to help and want to teach kids these life skills. So.
Love it.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Awesome.
Can we still petition for adult 4-H?
I don't know, we can try. Yeah, that's what volunteering is. Yeah.
I guess so, yeah. But we don't get to participate, compete if you're like a volunteer. You live through the vicariously through the
you live
youth.
vicariously through them. Yeah.
No, I think that we should have adult 4-H. I think it should be a thing so we can go back and relive our youth.
Well, I do know that the Junior Fair Board is interested in getting adult showmanship at the fair back. So
that could get wild.
Yes, so stay tuned. We'll hopefully see what that looks like either this year or maybe starting next year at the fair. But basically adults could pay like $5. They'd provide their own animal, and the teens that win showmanship would judge that contest.
Love that.
And it would be a fundraiser for the Junior Fair Board to be able to kind of do what they do. But an adult showmanship class is what they're looking into.
Fun.
Yeah. Stay tuned for that.
Okay. Little sneak peek right here. You heard it here first. Breaking news.
Breaking news. Don't quote me. But Josh, what do you got going on?
Yeah, so I have a lot of school program and stuff going on. We actually have Ag Day coming to the Extension Office on Friday. So we'll have 500 second graders running around. So stay tuned if we survive that. Next week, we actually have an Ag Career Day where we've got FFAs from Jackson and the surrounding counties coming out just to see different types of careers that are in agriculture and natural resources.
That's awesome.
So it's a good way to give them just a little toe step in the water, kind of more towards those freshmen and sophomores, because you think our juniors and seniors, they kind of have an idea of what they want to do right now. So getting them a little feel of what the industry looks like. And then my Farmers Club, they have a tick presentation that they're going to be having on May 19th. So we're going to have Dr. Tim McDermott come down. He's going to talk all about ticks.
That just gives me the creeps looking at that sucker.
Yeah. So how they go with humans and with animals. So talking their effects. And he's got a lot of research going on here at the Jackson Research Branch. They just started some research where they're going to put some ticks in wrapped hay and see if they survive. So if cutting hay was like a control method for ticks. So if you've got a field that is infested with ticks, if we cut it, use it as hay and bale it, is that going to kill them? So he's doing some research here in Jackson on that. So he's coming down to talk a little bit
That's
about
pretty
that.
cool.
What's your hypothesis?
I think that they'll still live, but we'll see. I bet some will die because once you wrap it up, it does get really hot. But I'm no ticks expert. We'll find out.
Interesting.
That is pretty cool.
I feel that is interesting because they just have really blown up, literally.
Yes.
Ticks are, it used to be, I know, when we were young, I mean, you had a tick and you saw it. It was big, and now there's all these other little tiny ones that look like freckles and every other thing that are carrying all kind of bad stuff.
Right. We're really worried about the disease part because, back when I was young, it was Lyme disease that we're really worried about.
Yeah.
We're still worried about Lyme disease, but we're also worried about alpha-gal.
Yeah.
So,
Alpha-gal is, I swear, the first person that I knew that had that was when we first opened Arch and Eddie's, and one of our servers her throat kept swelling shut.
Oh my gosh.
And we were like, what is happening with her? And she would have to leave and she would have to go to the ER and no one knew. And she went to all these different doctors because no one had heard of it back then.
Right.
Yeah.
And finally she said she was in the ER one day and a nurse walked by and she said, "You have that Lone Star tick disease is what that is." And she said even the doctor was like, "The what?"
Yeah.
And so she came back and told us that she said it's from a tick bite and I can't eat like red meat and, you know, whatever. And we were like, "Shut up. Are you kidding?" Like, never heard of it before.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden it's everywhere.
So for those who don't know what alpha-gal is, it's that red meat disease. So it's that saliva on that Lone Star tick. It's that tick that has that little white dot in the middle of it. It's got
The
that
devil
saliva.
tick.
It gets into your skin. Not all of them have it, but if they do have it, that saliva goes into your blood and it makes you allergic to any type of mammal meat, any type of mammal products. So even when you get that in there, there's 10,000 different medications you can't have because it has some sort of animal product in it, that red meat product.
Wow.
So, and it just varies because some people it's very affects, so they can't have their food touch any type of red meat.
Yeah,
Some people
absolutely.
can tolerate it. Some people can eat pork every once in a while. So, you know, it's a weird disease that people are just contracting, and it's something we're learning about.
It is, and it's one of those. And being someone in the food industry, I, you know, at first, and you know, people are like thinking that you're making it up or being really out there, like, oh my gosh, I'm just being really dramatic. But no, I mean, we have to, there's many people that come in, we have to like cook something in a pan or whatever, which we're very happy to do, mind you. But yeah, it is a real thing, and sometimes it lasts 3 months, sometimes it lasts 6 months, sometimes it never goes away. So it's something that you certainly don't want and that you need to protect yourself from.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So as summer comes up and the kids get out and about, bring them out and kind of learn about ticks, kind of learn about some ways we can prevent it. And some good methods. So.
For sure. And when is that again?
It's going to be on May 19th. So that's going to be the third Monday of the month from 6 to 7.
Okay, and that's the extension office
Yep.
too? I don't
At
know
the
why I
extension
can't talk today. Okay, so you can learn all about ticks and what not to do or what to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. And Tim's really great. Tim does
Tim's
a great
great.
job.
No, and I'm interested in those studies that they're going to start working on because that we'll learn a lot from that.
Yeah,
Right.
that'd be really great. Awesome.
Well, do we want to go ahead and jump into our activity?
Does it involve food coloring today?
Does not
No
Okay.
food coloring today, no. But we're going to talk a lot about camp. It's going to be awesome.
Okay, love camp.
So we did bring you a flyer today regarding all of our camp dates for the summer.
I have it right here.
So camp season is here. I think we have 4 or 5 school field trips out at camp just in the month of May. So I know at least
Awesome.
all of Jackson City Schools' elementaries are coming out to Canner's Cave for their field trips at some point this month.
Fun.
So it is that time of the year where we have all of our camp registrations out. We are talking to parents and kiddos about coming to summer camp, and it really is going to be the best summer ever. And so we have our first camp of the season, I believe, is Adaptive Adventures. So that was formerly known as Special Needs Camp. So that's for youth with disabilities.
Oh, okay.
And so that's actually a statewide camp, another one that
That's
Canner's Cave
amazing.
hosts. And so that information is all on that flyer. We also have this on our website if you guys are interested. Another one that we do that actually is my camp that I help direct is 4-H STEM camp. So that's for 5th through 7th graders. So if you have a kiddo that is really interested in science, technology, engineering, or mathematics, STEM camp is their camp. This year it's like aviation themed.
Ooh, fun.
I know. So we're going to launch some rockets and do some really fun
heck yeah.
stuff. Yeah. And then we, of course, have shooting sports camps, which I talked about a little bit earlier. So if you have a kiddo that's interested in shooting sports, if they are 8 to 13 is junior camp, I think, goes to 13. They do not have to have any shooting sports experience to go to junior camp. So that is another thing that if you have a kiddo interested in that. Cloverbud Overnight Camp, a parent actually goes to camp with them for one night.
I'm like, you are not dropping off like this. Cloverbuds.
One night, yep. Cloverbuds
How
are ages
fun.
5 to 7, so mom or dad or whoever can go to camp with them. It's super fun. They get to do all the fun camp things. It's just a little bit shorter of an experience.
Yeah.
And
Just
then,
dip their toe in the water a little bit. Yeah.
Beginner camp is my camp.
Okay.
Another one that I'm directing. So we co-camp with Gallia and Scioto counties, and so beginner camp is for those kiddos that are 3rd through 5th grade.
Okay.
And so again, you do not have to be a 4-H member to come to 4-H camp.
Oh, fun.
And so that'll going to be really, really fun. We usually do all kinds of really cool crafts. Shoot archery. I think this photo is from beginner camp last year of that little girl shooting archery. And then junior high camp is for those middle school students. And so we start to do a lot more fun things like high ropes and maybe some rappelling or some different things like that. And then teen camp is your high school students, and that's where the fun happens. We do a lot of really fun stuff with our teens. We're one of the only camping facilities in the state of Ohio that offers a teen camp for our high school students. And so it's really fun for those kids that maybe have aged out of those younger camps that want to come back and be a part of it again. So super fun, lots going on at summer camp this summer.
Absolutely. And when you talk about the teen camps, are these kids from all over, or do they have to be from Jackson County, or?
Yeah, so Canner's Cave 4-H camp serves a 10-county area.
Okay.
So it's, help me out here, Josh, Brown, Highland, Adams, Jackson, Gallia, Scioto, Vinton, Lawrence, and Meggs.
I think you got them all.
I think I got them all.
Good job. We won't ask you that again.
So it's a 10-county area, and so any kiddos from those counties can come and camp at Canner's Cave. But honestly, like teen camp, we would invite some of our friends from, we would meet them at State 4-H Conference or other State 4-H events, and we'd say, hey, come down to teen camp, and we're welcome to have them.
Okay.
Teen camp's the only camp in the state of Ohio that actually is for those teenagers, because those teenagers are classified as a high-risk audience. So,
Well, I'm not even going to go there, but I could see, yeah.
So every time we have them, we do have some kids every once in a while come from different counties and come and experience our area. But there's always a big sit-down talk being like, hey, this is the only one in the state.
Be
for
good.
Reasons, so.
Yes, be good so that we can continue on teen camp.
So we've had teen camp for years and years. I know they've done it for a long time. It's one of my favorite camps that we help out with every year. It's one of the few camps where they get to just kind of hang out and it's a little less structured, so they really get to connect with each other. They get to do a lot of things that maybe they didn't get to do when they were younger, like our canoe trip that's ever so famous.
Fun.
We get rock rappelling, high ropes, just a lot of really fun stuff. Last year we offered some shooting sports. That was a little bit of a higher level. We actually shot clay pigeons last year at teen camp.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
So just a lot of things that maybe the younger kids don't get to do, which is really fun for our teens. So, and you don't have to be in 4-H to come to 4-H camp. So
there you go.
Bring a friend.
Yeah, that would be, I feel like that would be fun because it can be kind of intimidating, I think, going on your own if you don't know, a lot of people or whatever. So bring a friend and then you'll meet lots of people. And you guys met at 4-H camp.
We did. Yep.
And now they're engaged. So that's like a really good story.
Yeah. So in the we have some camps on here that are in the spring. So Teen Winter Retreat is in February, and that's for our teens. So it's a weekend teen camp essentially. Forestry and Wildlife Camp was actually just this past weekend, and so they do a lot of really cool stuff. I know they had some folks out there from Jackson showing them turtles and all kinds of really cool things. Sometimes they cut down a tree that might not be doing well around camp and show them how to do that safely.
The safety of that.
Yeah,
sure.
And then in April, they always do a spring fling. So it's less than 24 hours out at camp. It's for 3rd through 6th grade. So if you have a kiddo that's interested in coming to camp, but maybe they might be a little nervous about it, that spring fling event in April is really, really great for them to kind of get that taste of camp and what they might do there.
Love that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, Adrian says that we have to pay some bills. So let's take a break and then we'll come back and talk about more fun things.
Great.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more, in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Saturday, August 16th is Southern Rock Woodstock in the Gallipolis Fairgrounds. This event will feature 3 decades of original artists and legends, such as Leonard Skinner, 38 Special, and Molly Hatchet. In light of this event, Total Media will be giving away 4 VIP tickets. For a chance to win these exclusive passes, comment your favorite Southern Rock song, and our staff will vote on which one is the best. Good luck, and may the best man rock out.
All right, and we are back with, of course, Maddie and Josh, and we are talking about all things 4-H camp.
Yes, yeah.
So much fun. You know, I never did get to attend 4-H camp just because my summers were kind of crazy with showing horses and stuff like that. So I didn't get to do it. So I'm kind of jealous. That's why I always say we should have an adult one.
STEM camp is June 29th through July 1st, or beginner camp is June 9th through the 12th. You can come out. You can be there for the day. Take some pictures, do some interviews with some kids.
That's it. I'll
experience
work
camp
there
for the day. Yeah.
Okay, but I really just get to be a camper.
Now, I do know that Alicia Spears, one of our alumni folks from camp, is putting together some adult, alumni camps. They usually do those in the fall, like September, October. So maybe stay tuned for that. Fun. If you want to come out and experience camp as an adult and maybe connect with some old friends from 4-H, that might be a way to do that as well.
That's cool. Very good.
So, Josh, tell her what we're going to do with her today.
Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about
Y'all scare
what it
me
takes
sometimes.
to plan camps. So what do we do whenever we're planning camps with our counselors as well as us? But first, we're going to play a game. And this is a game that you guys can play as well. It's a mental game that we play a lot with your campers.
Oh my gosh.
Whenever the campers are all up and moving, rowdy, or if you're trying to calm them down, this is something you can get their brain moving, get them a little tired. So we're going to play the green glass door. And what that means is the word association game. So I'm going to say a word that can go into the green glass door, but then I'm also going to say a word that can't. And your goal is to try and come up with a word that's going to be able to go through that door.
Have you ever played this one before?
No.
So just think about the words that I'm going to say. So Jell-O can go through the green glass door, but popcorn cannot.
Okay.
So Jell-O can, popcorn can't. What's a word that you think that can go through the green glass door?
Maddie can go through the green glass door, but Josh cannot.
Yes, that's correct. Maddie can go through it, but Josh cannot. Take a guess at one.
She's at a loss for words.
God, that's scary, isn't it? So
a butterfly can go through the green glass door, but a moth cannot.
I am not getting it at all.
A book can go through the green glass door, but a journal can't.
A boot can go through the green glass door, but a shoe cannot.
My brain hurts right now. Liv says she gets it.
Do you have a guess, Liv?
You want me to tell you the rule or give you a...
Take a guess.
Take a guess.
word.
Give me a word.
Let me think of one.
She's thinking.
I gotta think of a word.
Let's see.
Main Street TV can go through the green glass door, but TV cannot.
I don't get it. Adrian doesn't either, so I don't feel so bad.
Summer can go through the green glass door, but winter cannot.
Okay. Fall can go through the green glass door,
Yep.
but spring cannot.
Yep. She said fall can go through the green glass door, but spring cannot.
We're going to keep going until you give us a guess, Jen.
We can be here all day.
So am I giving you what the parallel is, or am I giving you?
Do you think you know the rule?
I think
the rule is that what I'm supposed to be giving you?
Jennifer can go through the
God.
door, but I don't think Jen can. If I can know how to spell.
If I know how to spell. Yeah, for this game, you got to know how to spell.
Oh, well.
Street can go through the green glass door, but Olivia cannot.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be parallel.
I don't get it. I'm sorry, I don't
Take a
get
guess.
it.
Just give us a word
That you think.
that you think can go through. Doesn't matter if you're right or wrong.
A word that can go through, oh my gosh. A car?
A car cannot go through the green glass door. You want to know the trick?
Yes.
So for those out there that are still playing along, the trick
I have no idea.
is a double letter. So a double letter can go through the door. So butterfly, there's 2 T's. Butterfly.
Okay.
Maddie, there's
Street.
2 D's. Josh, there is no double letter.
I get it now.
So
okay.
Jennifer has 2 N's, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
And
Jen,
Jen
you
does
spell
not.
with 1, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get it?
Yes, now I get it.
So
Okay.
you do that, you can make it as easy as you want, so everyone starts with like a first letter, or you can make it as hard where you can have like a letter. If you say an apple can go through, but I mean this gets hard. And then like you take the E at the end of apple and you just keep moving it. So every time it's changing, it's looping. So at the end of the apple, the next one needs to be an E at the end of that word. You can make it as hard as you want, just make them sit there with their brains like
That's kind of what just happened to me, and now I might have a headache.
So there's lots of fun
Okay,
little...
now I get the game now.
Little
Okay.
riddle mind games that we play just to pass the time at 4-H camp. You know, sometimes we're waiting on meals to be ready, or we're waiting on the next activity to start, or, you know, what have
Okay.
you. And so those are just some, you know, one little thing that we can put in our camp counselor's toolbox to kind of keep those kids engaged, pass the time. And there's one, you guys can look this up. It's called Black Magic. It's another riddle game. We won't play it today. It's a little more complicated. But I remember when I was a little kid and my counselors played Black Magic with me at camp, I thought they were like wizards. Like I thought that they were like, they could read each other's minds. It was insane. So they're just so fun.
That's
you know,
awesome.
little
Do it real
things.
quick.
Do you want to play Black Magic? Oh, okay. Okay.
So Jen,
I
what
don't
you're gonna do is I'm gonna close my eyes and cover my ears.
Okay.
And you're gonna tell Maddie something. Tell it in the mic so everybody else can hear it as well.
Wait, give me an example.
So pick
Anything.
something in this room.
Anything in this room.
that you can see.
Okay.
Okay. So you're gonna tell Maddie
you can't-
and in the mic
yeah, you
what it's
can't
gonna
tell
be. And
Josh.
I'm gonna like cover my ears and start
Okay.
yelling.
There are 2 cameras in this room. Okay, so a camera.
Okay.
Okay. You're gonna make me do that for hours. All
We
right.
probably could have. That would have been fun. All right.
Let's do that again.
So Jen picked her item.
Yep.
Josh, are you ready?
Yep.
So Josh and I actually, we're like such best friends that we can read each other's minds. Like, this is how good we are. So Josh, do you think that it is the sign on the door, the on-air sign in the door?
No.
No. Do you think it's the microphone in your hand?
No.
No. Do you think it's this flyer right here?
No.
No, not the flyer. What about this rope?
No.
What about this desk?
No.
No. What about the camera?
I think so.
Yeah?
Is it the camera?
Is it the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah? What's the camera? Good job. So Josh can read my mind. You want to do it again?
Yeah.
Okay, Josh.
Lysol.
You done yet?
That's the Lysol. Where's that at?
Okay. I'm
Oh,
gonna stop now. 'cause
Okay.
I don't know
Okay.
How long you're making it? Okay.
All right. We're ready. All right, Josh. Is it the little elf up there? There's a picture of Jen. Is that you?
Yeah.
As an elf up on the wall behind the TV up there.
I
Is that
kind of
it?
look like this.
Yeah, she's going. Is that it? That's not it. Okay. What about the koozie that's hanging up on the wall up there, the blue one? No, that's not it. What about the red Solo cup in the trash can?
Nope.
Nope, not it. What about this purple rope?
Nope.
No. What about this microphone?
Nope.
What about that Lysol thing over there?
Like that box over there?
The Lysol wipes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, I hate you guys.
So Josh and I are so good, we can read each other's minds.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. So if you guys want to Google the rules to Black Magic, that'll be a fun one. And then send your kids to summer camp, and maybe we'll give them the trick there. How about that?
Okay.
I'll have to learn it there.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah,
have to learn it at
there.
camp.
Okay, got it.
Jen will learn off air. But
Yeah, Jen will learn off
Okay.
air.
Because we can't tell our black magic secrets.
No, we can't tell it. So, Josh, I was telling Jen kind of earlier when a commercial break was going on that camp planning, I mean, it's an all year round thing.
It
We
is.
plan for camp as soon as camp ends. And really, during camp, we're like, oh, make that note for next year.
Yeah, like
Or,
let's do this next year, or
let's try
don't do
that.
this or do that. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So, Josh helps with camp planning just a little bit. So, tell us a little bit about kind of where that process starts and then how we get to now.
Yeah, so the first thing that starts is right after camp, making sure everybody had a good time, everybody enjoyed it. If there's anything that we could improve on or
Yep.
that they could improve
Sure.
on.
So, we
let
do a
them
lot of
know.
evaluations. Yeah.
And then we wait. There's a good waiting period while they're planning the camps, getting all the dates and stuff. But
While we do
usually-
fair.
Right.
We take a short intermission for the fair.
We have a counselor process where we interview and have counselors apply to be counselors at summer camp, and they have until January to get their applications in, and then we have an interview process. So they actually come in, they do an interview process where they go back and they interview with Maddie. We do a couple games. That one's more of like a fun meeting where they just come in, hang out, do different types of camp activities, because we have a lot of first year counselors whenever we
do.
have that. So some kids haven't even been to camp, so like they have no idea what they signed up for. So we get them a little taste of the fun things that they do at camp before we start getting into the actual meetings, where we have to go through some different types of things, like what happens if you have a homesick camper, or what happens if your kid gets hurt, or where's specific things at.
Yep.
So Maddie has a whole list of different types of
I do.
points that she wants to hit to make
Yeah.
sure that they're readily trained,
Love
so that
that.
you can trust leaving your kids with these teens.
So Ohio 4-H comes out. They're called Camp Counselor Competencies. So it's actually set forth by. They worked with the American Camping Association and our state camping specialists to kind of come up with what should camp counselors be trained on and
Okay.
what do they need to be competent in prior to being in care, custody, and control of children at summer camp.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
you're in charge of other
Yeah.
people's children.
Yeah.
Like,
So if you're a parent and you're like, I don't want to send my kid to summer camp, I don't know who's taking care of them. These kids have been training since January. I mean, every month they come together and we talk about these things. So we talk about things like child abuse awareness and how to look for signs, right? And then how to make
Okay.
that report. We talk about things like dealing with homesick kids, how to have fun, right? How to be how to be a leader, how to set a good example and be a role model. Being safe, a lot of things that we do at summer camp, we call it crazy, silly, safe, fun, right? Is that what we call that lesson? But we play, lots of outdoor field games and things like that, soccer, kickball, things that can be really, really crazy and silly and fun, but also keeping kids safe at the same time and make sure that we're kind of following some of those rules. So camp counselor training starts very early, and we kind of keep it in the backs of our minds in everything that we're doing with our teens as we kind of get up to camp.
makes sense.
So talk about what's there.
Yeah, so one of the things that I really like to do is we have to hit all these certain points, but I also want to know what the kids want to learn. So like there's a lot of things that go on that like it just seems like something simple to me, but like could completely go over someone's head. So
Yeah.
first thing that we ask is like what are some things that they want to do during training? So a lot of
Okay.
them wanted to learn different songs, different activities, things that they could do with their campers.
Black
Another-
magic.
Yes,
Yeah.
so that's why we teach them stuff like that. Yeah.
Another one is like, what do we want to do? Like, what are you worried about? So they tell us everything they're worried about. And a lot of it's like, what if I get a kid that's homesick? Or what if I get a rowdy kid? Or what if I'm just not good enough? What if the parents don't trust me? So we know what we should hit on whenever we're doing training. Then the last one we kind of ask is, what are you nervous about? So there's stuff we're worried about, but what are you nervous about? Is there anything that you like want to do, but you're a little nervous about?
Sure.
Just kind of an open-ended question. So we had a note card that we were able to have everyone write it down. So we have all their responses, and we're able to keep track of what they want to learn, as well as hit what we need to cover
Need
with
to
them to
teach
make
them.
sure that we're
That's
creating
awesome.
counselors that are ready for the summer. It's going to be really good to take care of your little baby whenever they come out to camp.
Yeah, yeah. So I have a lesson. It's called 10 Ways to Get Sued Without Even Trying. And it talks with them
Well.
about, being in charge of somebody else's child and how, they themselves are teenagers. They don't have kids yet. They might not be thinking in that way, but
Sure.
they kind of put themselves in the shoes of a parent. So we give them an egg. They have to care for their egg.
Oh my.
And they have to baby their egg. They can't drop it. They can't crack it. And we
Are
make
you going to
them
do that this year? I mean, that might cost like $1 million.
I know,
We
right?
haven't done it this year.
We've
We did
done
last
it,
year,
but they have to care for their egg as if it's their own baby, and so we talk about that. So it's really fun. But do you want to talk about some of the things that we have here? So, just some other things that we give our counselors to make camp a success is. Do you want to show them my box down there really quick? So I have my camp in a box. So this is my baby.
Oh.
This is my camp counselor toolkit. And so that has everything that you need to do a camp right in there. So everything from campfire skits, games to play, songs, training resources, flag ceremonies, anything that you can think of.
Okay.
But then I also gave each one of my counselors one of these. And so they clip these onto their backpacks. And they have anything in here from songs to sing, reflection questions to ask their kids, different skits or games that they can play, just lots of really great stuff. So if they're ever kind of,
That's
I don't
awesome.
know what to do with them right now, they just pull this out and find one to do. And so at camp and camp counselor training, we have a lot of really great resources that they can just pull out of the box and take with them. And one thing about our camp counselors is they're really great about doing things on the fly. And so sometimes at summer camp, Mother Nature doesn't allow us to be outside. It might be rainy or stormy outside. And so we have camp counselors that they are adaptable and they're able to pull out any one of these resources. We've got games, we've got silly props and things to keep kids entertained and have fun.
I was
at
hoping
summer
you weren't
camp.
going to ask me to sing today.
If you would like to.
No, I'm good. All good. And it's a microphone full of bricks.
Yeah, it's green, isn't it? It's kind of yellow. So this part is green, but yeah. So at summer camp, camp is usually 4 days and 3 nights, depending on what camp you attend. But our typical camps are 4 days and 3 nights, and really it consists of waking up in the morning. We usually raise the flags in the morning and say the pledges. We eat breakfast, and then we usually do 2 or 3 sessions in the morning. They might go do a craft, they might go fishing, they might go on a hike. Whatever that activity that's scheduled for that day is. We come back, we have lunch, we might play field games, we do challenges between groups of kids, and it's really fun. They might have some sort of evening session, archery or something like that. Come back for dinner. We do a lot of large group programs, which are really fun. Things like lip sync battles and talent shows and
that's
just,
cool.
really fun things for the kids to kind of be engaged with the whole camp. And then we do campfire at the end of the night. And so we sit around the campfire, we sing songs, we tell stories, we do skits and things like that. And then we wake up and we do it all again the next day.
Sounds like fun to me.
There's the pool out there. They do a lot of swimming in the pool. We've got the pond wall slide, the bane of Josh's existence because he's always the one having to lug it and pull it. And
If you look at those kids when they get on the pond wall slide, their days are just met. They're happy and excited. But could you imagine jumping down there right now? I couldn't move.
No.
I
So
couldn't move.
it's a tarp down a hill, and you water hose it, and you put baby oil or dish soap on them, and they just slide down the hill, and they have the time of their life.
They run and jump.
Youth.
If I ran and
Youth.
jumped, I
Oh,
would be able to
God.
get back up.
Yeah.
Well, it's because we don't bounce as well as we once did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So a typical day at camp, it's just full of fun. And so, like I said, if you're interested in sending your kiddo to camp, they do not have to be a 4-H member. Any kiddo can come to summer camp, and you guys can find me, call me at the extension office. I'm happy to send you information.
Yeah.
But those Registrations are live at go.osu.edu/Jackson 4-H camp. So if you're interested in sending your kiddo to camp, log online, look through them, and figure that out. So if you're also in need of a scholarship, we do have some limited number of scholarships available, some financial aid, so you can reach out to me about that as well. So.
That's right, because every kid should get to go.
Yes, absolutely. I want every kid to come to 4-H camp because it's the best summer ever.
Yeah. And it's going to be.
Yes, it's going to be awesome. I'm excited.
Well, very good. You all are just great today. Got all kind of fun stuff to talk about.
We try. I think it'll be really awesome, and I'm so excited for summer camp. It's the thing that I think sparked my joy. You know, my thing that made 4-H so fun for me was summer camp, and I just want that for every other kid too. So
there you go. Love it. Well, is there anything else you all wanted to touch on before we let you get out of here? I know Pete Wilson came in to do some news, so.
No, I think we're good. That's everything we've got.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm going to come up with some mean games that that I know the rules to and you all don't next time.
Yeah.
I got plenty more. So
Okay.
We'll tell you. We'll fill you in on the rule. But if you guys want to learn the rule to black magic, you have to come to summer camp.
Okay. Very good. All right. Well, have a great day.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right. I think we have another message or so, and then we'll be back with Pete Wilson.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
Jackson, Ohio, are you planning for your family's financial future? Donnie Lucas, your local financial representative with the Western and Southern Life Insurance Company, is here for you in your hometown. He understands our community because he's invested in our community. Donnie will help you navigate planning for the unexpected or leaving a legacy with personalized service and solutions tailored for your financial needs. Insurance and financial products you can trust right here at home. Contact Donnie Lucas at 740-688-3145 or visit wslife.com/agent/G Lucas. The Western and Southern Life Insurance Company since 1888.
All right, welcome back, and we are here with Pete Wilson, and I think you have some breaking news, perhaps.
Yes.
Not anything good to talk about.
No, unfortunately, it isn't. I greatly regret that I have to report to the Main Street TV audience the death of Jackson County Municipal Court Judge Mark T. Music.
Yeah.
Mark, there he is, so well known. Of course, we know when you've been an attorney and a judge through your entire career, judge for 3 terms now, almost 3 full terms, you're well known. But beyond that, you got to take the measure of the man.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
well respected, not only in the criminal justice circuit, but just in the community at large. I remember several years ago, he was inducted into the Jackson Schools Hall of Honor, which is a great honor, especially if you're not involved with the school somehow, because people know just how much he did and was still doing. Judge Music, I understand, died at Columbus Hospital in the early morning hours, shortly before 5 a.m. So this has just happened. The Jackson County Municipal Court did go ahead and post that so people would know his illness that set him in the hospital now for some time was not publicized, of course.
Yeah, I think this comes as a bit of a shock because it was kind of kept on the down low as...
Right, as always, you know, he was always about everybody else and not wanting to put the spotlight on himself.
Absolutely.
But had a serious illness there, and then was making a comeback, I understand, and then had another setback that this one he was not able to overcome. So he never was able to get back to the courtroom after, you know, the initial illness. But Judge Music graduated a year behind me at Jackson High School. As far as I know, his entire legal career has been here in Jackson County. Started as an attorney, then was elected as a municipal court judge, and at that time was elected as a Democrat, which isn't easy to do in Jackson County. but he did that in 2007. It's now considered nonpartisan because they keep changing how that categorization goes. But he was reelected in 2013 and 2019. The current term, I think, ends at the end of this year. But Judge, not only, the municipal court is very busy court. It handles all the misdemeanors. It can initially handle felonies too. It might start there and then get bumped up to common pleas court. But Judge Music was a trailblazer.
Oh, man.
A trailblazer in a lot of ways, certainly with the drug court.
Oh, my gosh.
He was a tender-hearted, good man. He did what he needed to do to protect the public and do his job, but he took a holistic approach to the offenders that came through.
Absolutely. He didn't give up on people that most other people gave up on.
No, not at all. And so many, and people within the system know this, law enforcement and judicial, that so much of the crime that occurs is rooted in drugs and drug use, the need, things you do because, you are abusing drugs or you need to abuse drugs and you need money and so forth. A staggering percentage, and there's been different drugs along the way that have been the main drug, but it's always been there, and there are drug courts all over the place. He had one of the early ones, and this is in a county that's not big without a lot of money, but he was able to get grants, and still the drug court is still running, even though it wasn't always able to get all the outside funding it needed in recent years. He has kept that going, and the idea was two things. If the drug court was successful, you had a second chance to get back on your feet.
He gave you every opportunity to help yourself.
Right. And then not only did that help you and maybe save a life, maybe point an offender in the right direction, but then it served the public because that person wasn't going to offend anymore for themselves or against the safety of the public.
Yep.
And so, there's a whole lot more that we could say about this, but, we'll be gathering information. But once again, this just happened this morning, and Jackson County Sheriff Ted Frazier called me before we went on the air. The sheriff's office and maybe others will be going up to Columbus to return the body of Judge Music today. They'll be coming back, and they're going to do an escort into town. We hope to put information out that. So, if you do want to pay your respects in that way, you can even do that as soon as today. But, I'm sure it'll roll into town and go by the municipal court for sure, that a symbolic tribute there. And arrangements and everything else that's going to come later, we'll certainly keep you informed as well. But music... whether, whatever your politics were, whatever your judicial philosophy was, Judge Music was universally respected.
Yeah.
I think I can say that. And I had a close professional relationship with him. I consider him a friend, and he was always very kind with me. And how busy he was, but he always made time. And usually you're the one that had to say goodbye on a telephone conversation, not him, because he was always interested.
Absolutely.
Not only in what the topic was, but he was interested in you.
Yeah.
And whether, so it doesn't matter whether you're the lowest peon or the highest person in Jackson County as far as your station in life. His example of humanity shines through. And so there's so much about Judge Music that maybe some people have forgotten, maybe they never knew. But we'll try to recoup that and review that here in the week ahead. But that, once again, very, very sad news. The death of Jackson County Municipal Court Judge Mark Music.
One question about that, Pete. Will the court go on? Just how will that be affected?
Well, because Judge Music has been hospitalized and has not been able to do all that much, I think that he was working remotely there before, the last relapse. But they have had, my understanding is, a substitute judge from another county that has done certain things.
Okay.
But one of the heroes behind the scenes, or heroines behind the scene, is Magistrate Jill Shriver. She is, a magistrate can't do everything a judge does, but they can do a lot. And obviously, her workload was increased quite a bit, doing everything that she was allowed to do, Plus, as I said, they had a judge from a neighboring county.
Okay.
Not sure whether it's a full-time judge or a retired judge or whatever, but the court kept going. And they didn't want to announce anything about the judge. He probably didn't want it that way, but they did make a post on the municipal court site. It said, "It's with heavy hearts that we announce the passing of Judge Music. Judge Music presided over the Jackson County Municipal Court from January 1st, 2008 to May 5, 2025. That, of course, is today. Arrangements will be announced in the coming days." So watch the Telegram website and Facebook, and when we have more information about that escort, if people want to pay their respects, stand along the street in front of the court and wherever else, we'll try to put that information out. Once again, I know that the sheriff was on his way up there about an hour ago, and I guessed, could this be early afternoon? He says that would be my guess, but he will keep me informed on that. So
Very appropriate.
all right. Okay. Elsewhere in the news from the criminal justice side, this was big news that hit Friday afternoon. The announcement of the arrest of the hit and run suspect in the toddler hit and run.
Okay.
Okay. The suspect is 38-year-old John D. Miller Jr. There he is. They were kind of on him, and they meaning the investigators, principally, I think, the Jackson Post of the State Highway Patrol. His last known address was in Athens, but they say he wasn't living there. But they kind of had a beat on him. He knew it, and he was willing to surrender at a area McDonald's. I don't know which one.
Oh, okay.
But they brought him back to Jackson on Friday, and he is charged with leaving the scene of an accident. And it's considered a serious injury accident, and that means that it is a felony. It can be, leaving the scene of an accident. It can be either a misdemeanor or a felony, but it is being filed at least as a F4, which is it's F1 through F5. F1 is the most serious crime. F5 the least serious felony, but all felonies are serious. I don't think anything has happened in court other than that case has been filed. Roll the tape back. That incident on the hit and run occurred just north of Oak Hill on State Route 93 near the Zane Oak Road intersection. It was Miller allegedly, who was driving a red Dodge Dakota pickup truck, hit a 2-year-old toddler who was in or near the road. The patrol report has said, even though we've received different information, unofficially, the patrol said that the child was in the roadway and was hit. Fortunately, was declared to be in good condition the very next day at Nationwide Children's Hospital.
I can't believe that. That's
so certainly
amazing.
not life-threatening.
It's a
But
miracle.
anyway, the Dodge Dakota, the driver, Miller or whoever, did stop. But then when he saw the father coming to administer aid to his 2-year-old, took off. So since then, they did have a couple surveillance pictures. I know that the patrol thanks everybody who helped. They had certain specific resources that helped them identify Miller. It wasn't that easy because Miller was not the owner of the Dodge Dakota pickup truck.
Right.
The owner of the Dodge Dakota pickup truck was registered to a deceased person, but Mr. Miller had the truck. Not sure what the circumstances were.
Oh.
So that made it a little more challenging. You figure you find the truck. That was like that was 3 days after the hit and run. They, a week ago Friday, that they knew where the truck was. They're pretty sure it was the truck. And so, you figure you get the owner of the truck, you may have the driver. Well, you can see the confusion there. You had to take
absolutely.
had to take it a couple steps further. All right, on the good news side, the Wild Turkey Festival was held this weekend. The bad thing about it was it rained every day.
Man, they just really drew bad weather.
I talked to Chris Cram. There you see, that's the 2024 Wild Turkey Festival, Queen and Court. They were judging the baby contest, and believe me, I was there. It was raining very hard, but they smiled for me underneath those umbrellas. We don't have a lot of time left because of the other news I've already covered, so we'll cover some more Wild Turkey Festival coverage tomorrow because there was a lot of good things to report. But Adrian, let's do the video of the new queens. These ladies were chosen on Saturday evening, And Jeremiah Shaver, he was armed with an umbrella, had help from Scott McIntosh, keeping him and his equipment dry while he did this video interview. So we want to thank Scott.
Yep.
But here are the new royalty, the 2025 royalty, talking with Jeremiah just moments after they were announced and crowned Saturday night.
Hi, I'm Maddie Channel, and I'm your new 2025 Wild Turkey Festival Queen, and this means so much to me. I mean, I can't even think straight. I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. Here, I'll just pass it.
Perfect. Hello, I'm Micaiah Steele. I'm your 2025 Wild Turkey Festival first attendant. This means so much to me. I mean, I think we're all overly excited and a little lost for words. But most of all, it means I get to spend the rest of my year with these beautiful girls, and we get to have a great year going from festival to festival, and I can't wait to see everyone there.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bryn Mackey. I'm your new 2025 Wild Turkey Festival second attendant, and this means the world to me. It's truly my childhood dream, and I'm so excited to spend it with these two ladies.
Okay.
How exciting.
Yeah, no, it was very nice. And you could see, even from that video, it was raining pretty hard.
Yes.
They were under a gazebo that's right there near the main stage for that. But obviously, when Jeremiah's doing the video, he's not under the gazebo. So we'll give him a lot of credit for being a good warrior for us. We'll show one more picture, Adrian. Cue up if you can. I know I gave you multiple pictures, but the Little Miss Queen and Court. They were picked on Sunday. Now, they had a baby contest before the Little Miss contest, and it rained like H. I will tell you that.
Oh, my goodness.
But for the Little Miss, it slacked down a little bit, and even though you needed an umbrella, it was tolerable. But anyway, here are your Little Miss royalty for 2025. From the left, Little Miss second runner-up is Jordan Perry. Little Miss Queen is Lillian Claire. And Little Miss first runner-up is Sigrid Janney. So congratulations to those young ladies. They did a wonderful job, and they were announced and crowned on Sunday. We're going to come back tomorrow, hopefully, depending on what the news is and what our time available is. But we'll cover a little bit more of the Turkey Festival, but just a little bit of a cue. Wednesday's edition of the Telegram will have a lot of coverage, a wrap-up of the festival, a big story, and as many photos as we have room to slam in there.
Love it.
But anyway, that, and of course, we have the election coming up. We'll talk more about what is on the ballot. Early in-person voting ended yesterday afternoon. Voting not heavy, as you might guess, because there's not very much on the ballot.
Right.
But we'll review what is on the ballot tomorrow here on Main Street TV, and then we'll also tell you that, as always, even though there's not a lot to report, some of it's important, we will be reporting live on WKOV Radio on Tuesday evening with the election returns. Jeremiah and Shaver will be there along with some production help so we can do it. But that will start at 8 o'clock, and we'll be there until the returns are in. But we have a city income tax in Jackson and a countywide communications levy in Benton County kind of being the main things, as well as a state issue. Yep. But we'll spell those out tomorrow. You still, of course, can vote tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. The polls will be open.
The old school way.
And if you got an absentee ballot and haven't turned it in, you do have some time. You can do it all the way up until 7:30 p.m. tomorrow if you bring it in. If you bring it in, don't bring it to the polls. That's a no-no. Bring it to your county elections office.
Yep.
And if you mail it, it's got to be mailed by midnight tonight. It's got to have that postmark on it. So don't waste your time to vote, especially if you've got that absentee ballot but haven't finished it yet.
You got it.
So lots more to come tomorrow.
All right. Well, thank you, Pete. And we appreciate you stopping by, as always. And we will be back here tomorrow with, I think, some talk about alumni and also our Apple Queens. Oh, okay. Very fun. All right. So we'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you in the morning. Bye-bye.